All right, starting the stream up. Thursday night Knicks. CP from KnicksFanTV joining you guys with a quick Knicks news update. This is KnicksFanTV, the home of the diehard Knicks fan. If you're a diehard Knicks fan who loves to talk about Knicks news, Knicks rumors, and post-game live analysis featuring live callers after every game, hit that subscribe button below and the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Make no mistake about it. How's everybody doing out there? Just want to give you guys a quick rundown of today's practice. Day 3 of the Knicks practice. Few more days away from the first preseason game of the 2019-2020 season. Looking forward to it, man. I know a lot of you guys are looking forward to it. We had a good show yesterday. And just want to give you guys some tidbits from today's practice. I'll start it off with one Marcus Morris, who laid down a challenge and put the league on notice. When we had Alan Hahn on the show, we were wondering, all these guys always talk about, we're going to protect his house. We're going to protect the house. We're going to protect the guard and bring back the 90s Knicks. But, you always hear the same old. But Marcus Morris issues the challenge. He was asked today, what does he think the identity of the Knicks will be? And as you see here, it's going to be old school. Let's have a listen.
Old school Knicks, protect the garden. And my biggest thing is no one's coming in there and disrespect.
No, we got the guys.
No Drew Randall, the Bulldog, Taj Gibson, Lonzo, Rook,
Oh, you guys didn't hear that? My fault. That was my fault. Let's start it
over.
Old
Knicks, protect the garden. And my biggest thing is no one's coming in there and disrespecting us. If anything, we're going to come in there, you're going to get a hard-fought game. Better team going to win. We're not tolerating no disrespect. Nobody coming in there and thinking it's going to be easy. But I think we got the guys. Matter of fact, I know we got the guys that's going to stand up and that's going to fight every night. Every time I'm on the court, it's Billy Ball. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Guys like Bobby Portis, no Drew Randall, the Bulldog, Taj Gibson, Lonzo, Rook, we got a lot of guys, man, to keep throwing at people. I think it's going to be a very, very fun year, and it's going to be a very surprising year.
Here it is. That was Marcus Morris, man. I hope you guys were able to hear that sound bit from Marcus Morris. Hey, he said that they're going to bring it back, man. They're not backing down from anybody. They're going to protect the home court. Old school Knicks basketball. That's what I want to hear, man. Salute to Keith Sinclair. Salute to you guys. That's what I want to hear. I mean, listen, we hear it all the time. Make no mistake. We hear it all the time. But it from this guy, when I said it on Twitter, I'm like, we hear this all the time. But from Marcus Morris in particular, like people say, he has a track record. He will back it up. So it's a little bit different when you hear from Canner last year, and now you're hearing it from Marcus Morris. It holds a little bit more weight. Holds a little bit more weight, man. I remember, I'm going to take you guys back to last year. Let me pull up this clip right here. Last year, or 2 years ago, rather, when Marcus Morris and Bobby Portis got into it a little bit. Marcus and Bobby got into it a little bit. Celtics and Bulls. These are our guys right now. These are our guys, man. So listen, it's good to have these guys on the team. It's good to have these type of guys on the team. You guys want to talk about a lot of the criticism in terms of us getting all these big guys. Well, one of the positives are that these guys aren't going to back down, man. This is the Goon Squad. We got guys with heart. We got guys in heart in here. So it's going to be a little bit different, man. This is not your same Knick team. These guys are going to be tough, and they're going to be physical. And I think these are the type of guys that Fizdale wants on the team. So whether or not you want to argue, the fact that we got all these big guys, well, these are big guys that are going to hold their weight, man. So you're not just going to push them around. Not just going to push them around, man. So that was Marcus Morris's tidbits from practice. That's what you like to hear, man. Goon Squad all day, every day. Salute to everybody in the chat. How's everybody feeling? Delano's in here. Clutch Plays, how you feeling? Emmanuel C, Angel A, what's going on, you guys? Phone lines are down once again, unfortunately, but we're going to do the same thing. I'll be on here for a little bit tonight. You know, if you guys want to talk, KnicksFanTV Dave is going to pass around the link to the form. Just fill it in with your name and your phone number, and I'll give you a call. That's how it's going to work. I'll be on for, let's say, 30 or 45 minutes. We'll talk a little bit of Knicks and just catch you guys up. Another practice tidbit was Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox was interviewed in practice, and he had a lot to say in terms of his second year and what the team was running out there in practice. Said in regards to the offense, nothing new in terms of offensive sets that Fizdale was running. He said they kept it to the basics, but he did say that they did ask him who he thought the camp standout was so far. And he pointed to Frank. Go figure. He pointed to Frank Ntilikina right now as the camp standout. Said that Frank has been bringing it from a defensive intensity standpoint and also knocking down some three-point shots. And, and Frank was the heavy topic of conversation last night for a lot of guys that wanted to talk. And Frank has been the topic. Frank has been the topic from Fizdale on down. So it's good to hear. Like I said, it's only practice, but it's good to hear that, Frank is making a name for himself there in training camp. Other news, Bernard King came to camp today. Bernard King and Bill Bradley came to camp, and they had Bernard King meeting with one R.J. Barrett. You had Bernard meeting with young Rowan off to the sidelines. So the Knicks did say that, they're going to be working on their player development. This is part of the player development, man, bringing in some of our old legends and having a talk with the team. So that's a good sign. And Bernard was interviewed after the practice. The beat reporters did want to know what he talked about. He kept it humble. He said he's not going to divulge that, but one of the things he did speak to RJ about was his own shooting struggles as a rookie coming into the league. Bernard, one of the things Bernard said was that I couldn't shoot past 15 feet when I came into the league. So for a young RJ Barrett, where we know that one of his weaknesses right now is the inability to knock down the jumper efficiently. Free throws need a little bit of work as well. So maybe to hear that from Bernard King is a little bit encouraging from RJ's standpoint. But give credit to the Knicks, again, in terms of player development. They want to surround their players with some role models to look up to or to take advice from. So that's a good sign. Emmanuel C says, do you think these kids care what Bernard King has to say? Listen, maybe not. Will it register? Maybe not. I can't tell you what is going to register with the kid. All I can tell you is from a guy like RJ Barrett's standpoint, which is undeniable, is that his work ethic is undeniable. So we know that he wants to be the best. We know that he wants to live up to the hype of being a number 3 pick in the draft. So I think RJ comes from a solid background, a solid pedigree that, maybe he does take that advice into consideration. You know what I mean? I'm sure his father will tell him a lot about Bernard King, like Guillermo says. So we'll see. That's a fair point. Will it register with the kids? We don't know, but we'll see. You can only hope that it does register. Other notes in practice: David Fizdale once again was asked about his offensive philosophy in practice. Mark Berman of the New York Post in particular, Berman was pressing him like, what's the offense going to be? What's the new offense going to be? Because Fizdale basically came out and said that they're going to switch up the offense this year. It's not going to be heavy isolation. It's not going to be heavy pick and roll. They're going to bring some more creativity to the offense that's going to stress ball movement. And so that was the question at camp in terms of what he's going to run. He didn't divulge too much. He kept it pretty basic, high level. We're going to stress pace. We're going to stress ball movement. We are going to, get stressed getting these guys involved and sharing the basketball. So, all basic basketball terminology for Fizdale. Nothing too crazy. But one of the things I did want to point you guys out to is this morning I was on Twitter and my guy Spencer Perlman, if you guys remember Spencer, he was on the show during the draft. We had Spencer on during the draft, and he is he's an NBA scout. Brings a lot to the program. He brought a lot to our draft show for sure. Has a good eye for talent. And Spencer actually worked with some NBA teams during the draft process this year, helping them with their scouting. And yesterday, Fizdale had mentioned how he was going to utilize Julius Randle, how he was going to unleash Julius Randle. And he said a lot of that is going to come from the pick and roll. Utilizing Julius as a pick and roll, whether it's going to be the roll man or whether it's going to be as the ball handler. And so Spencer had broken down over the summer some examples of sets with Julius Randle in pick and roll action, just to show you how he utilizes the mismatch. And one of the ways they're going to get him is out there on bigs. That's why we emphasized yesterday Julius Randle's agility and his speed and his footwork. Because when you get him on the mismatch on a 5, he'll be able to go by him, get to the bucket with his power game and his speed. He has the ability to knock down the mid-range jumper, with most 5s don't want to come out to contest, mid-range and beyond. And then another way is getting him on a mismatch on the guards to use his power and get into the bucket. So those are the ways that you're gonna see Julius Randle being utilized. This is gonna be our number one option on this team. So this is something that you're gonna have to get used to, and I think it would behoove us to do so. This is how you're gonna emphasize his skill sets. This is how you're gonna emphasize his skill sets. You see here getting him on the switch on the slower 5 in Pau Gasol, and taking advantage of Pau Gasol and getting him to the rim. So, makes sense. And shout out to Spencer once again for providing this video breakdown. Make sure you guys follow Spencer on Twitter too, man. His name on Twitter is @SKPerlman on Twitter. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter. Giuseppe LaRocca says, who would you compare Julius Randle to? David Lee? A little bit. I see a little bit of David Lee, even though I think Julius is a much better ball handler than David Lee. So I could definitely see the David Lee comparisons there. Let me just fix my chat a little bit. My chat hasn't been going active. I could definitely see a little bit of David Lee. I could see a little bit of we did say Zach Randolph yesterday. We did say a little bit of Zebo. Especially in their rebounding prowess and their power game as a big man. Guillermo says, as a big man, Julius Randle's underrated in his facilitation. Yes, he is. He did average 4 assists last year as well. So for a big man, that's very solid. And in these sets, you would look for him to maintain those numbers. And if we want to win, a lot of the criticism on Julius Randle last year was that even though he did put up those numbers, the stats were fairly hollow because it didn't lead to many wins for the Pelicans. So one of the things he's going to have to work on is how is he going to get others involved, make the team better? How is he going to elevate the overall team? So that's one of the things that we're going to have to look out for Julius. But like I said, I'm optimistic with his signing. I like the signing. And we'll see what he's going to do to make the team better. So those were the tidbits, man. Those were the tidbits. You had, let me just fix my chat here. Those were the tidbits. You had Marcus Morris letting the league know that, listen, you're not going to push around the Knicks. You're not going to push this Knicks team around. Bernard King showed up in practice. He was talking to RJ, giving RJ some advice. And then David Fizdale elaborated a little bit on the offense, a tiny bit. And also you had Kevin Knox hailing the performance of Frank Ntilikina this early in camp. So just a little thing. Like I said, it's only practice. But as these tidbits come out, we're going to go live and we're going to talk to you guys and hopefully hear from you guys as well. This Saturday is the open practice. Some of you guys had asked me what time it starts. It starts at 1 o'clock. It's open to season ticket holders only. It's going to be at Columbia University. Myself, Jay Ellis, will be in the building. KnicksFanTV Dave will also be in the building. Stay tuned on the channel. We'll figure out what kind of content we'll get to you guys. We may be going live from the open practice, so make sure you guys stay on the channel and stay up to date with the updates. Tomorrow, for those of you that missed the open practice last year, that was a hell of a show, man. Hell of a live stream that we did from Madison Square Garden. We took you inside the Garden. We did the play-by-play of the practice. It was crazy. We had over 1,000 people watching live, and it was a great day. So tomorrow, I'll play that maybe tomorrow night as a kind of a flashback Friday and replay last year's open practice with myself and Jay Ellis. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. If you guys are new in the chat, leave me a hashtag new so I can shout you guys out. Demos Somalis says, love you guys on this channel. Demos, that sounds like a Greek name. Are you from Greece? Shout out to Demos. If you guys are new, leave a hashtag new. Shout out to Robert Patterson here. Guillermo, as always. Chad called in yesterday. So salute to Chad. Like I said, if you guys want to call in, let me know if you guys want to call in and we'll take some phone calls. If not, we will wrap it up early. And Delano wants to talk, so we're going to go to Delano first. He's been a long time friend of the program. Salute to Delano. All right, let's go to Delano. Delano. Yeah, the phone lines have been down for the past 2 days, man, so just bear with us as we work through those technical difficulties. Not my fault. It's the company that we use to handle the switchboard. They've been down, so I'm not getting my money's worth, and I'm not happy about it. But we'll figure out a workaround.
Yeah, you can meet everybody in the chat. What's going on, CP?
Yo, Delano, how you doing? Am I on speakerphone?
Yeah, hold on for a second.
Yeah, take it off speakerphone.
Yeah, that's any better?
Much better, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. Once again, salute to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Great to have y'all back. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just back, man.
I'm glad, man. I'll be honest. Initially, I was upset with the picks because I felt like you were overloading the talent. You was, creating log jams at positions. But the more and more I'm hearing, the more I'm seeing, I can start to see a little bit of the vision. I'm more optimistic than I was initially.
Okay. I mean, like I said yesterday, in my opinion, it's not going to be perfect, man. This is not a perfect mix of talent. This is not a team that's ready to go, to maybe even playoffs or beyond. This is the first few steps. Last year was a step. This year is another step, and that's just how we're going to go with it.
Right. I'm believe me, I'm on board. I'm like I said, I feel a little bit better. And I think, at the end of the day, I think everybody, despite whether we agree on the roster, agree on the system, agree on the coach, we all just want the Knicks to succeed.
That's it.
So whatever our reservations are, we're just going to try to, trust the process. We'll, of course, be critical because there'll be things that we see, like, again, the pickup of, Julius Randle and Taj Gibson was a bit of a head-scratcher initially because, like, okay, well, you got those guys, and then you're still looking to get more depth at that position when you're looking at, okay, well, the center spot might not be all the way filled up. Then you get in, like, an Elfrid Payton, but you're like, okay, well, are we developing Frank to be a point guard or not? Or what, So, like I said, initially that was where I was mentally, and it took, again, just a little bit of time seeing, again, the way everybody was coming together as a team, and I think that's another thing, too, that was collective throughout, whatever platform they used, that you saw them all together in some capacity, whether it's open run, working out. It just felt more, like a family. It was like a little bit more continuity than it was initially. Last season, I think everybody was kind of out to, I'm trying to make a name for myself and get a contract.
Right.
Now it feels like everybody, even though that's still the mentality, we want to do it together. We want to succeed as a team.
Yeah.
Like even going to Enes Kanter. Enes Kanter had selfish ambitions. He wanted to be an all-star because he was looking for the money.
Right.
His goal wasn't to succeed for the sake of the Knicks. It was to succeed for the sake of Enes Kanter. And, it's things like that was kind of demoralizing because, again, I'm looking at, okay, well, you got holes in your game that you're not even trying to address.
Yeah.
Julius Randle at least has shown, okay, I'm trying to improve on this.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Porter's the same thing. Hey, I'm trying to improve on this. His defense is, is inconsistent, but he's saying that, I'm trying to work on this. Fizdale, again, he hasn't said anything about implementing new systems. Even with Kevin Knox's interview, he was talking about basically we're running the same plays from last season,
right?
Which initially, and it still to me is a bit questionable because the last thing you want to do is keep running the same thing that wasn't successful.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's early though. It's early. It's still early though. You know what I mean? And like Kev said, today they just running through basics. It's only day 3 of a long season. It's still early. You don't want to. You're not gonna see them running crazy sets during the preseason. They don't want to give away their game plan like that. So they're gonna run it in, day by day. Give them a little bit more. Give them a little bit more. So I think they're keeping it close to the vest right now in terms of what they're gonna be running.
And I do like that they brought in Mike Miller from the G League to the coaching staff. I think that'll definitely help out with the development of all the younger guys, especially the ones that we have in question. DSJ with his conditioning, Frank with his confidence, Elfrid Payton with his perimeter shooting, everybody else with their defense. I think this is one of those steps that can benefit Fizdale as well, because a lot of people were immediately like, okay, we're on the fence with him, but we're going to rock with him. But when the losing started, everybody was kind of jumping off that bandwagon again. And, so maybe something like this can help to show that, okay, we're listening as, the organization. We're listening to the fans. Okay. We're trying to be, successful for the sake of, just repping the city. And I love that Marcus Morris took that approach, because he's somebody I could believe when he says we're going to protect the Garden.
Yeah.
And it's Cantor, again, you're a mouthpiece. And David Fizdale is the coach. He's not stepping on the floor for the sake of anything but pulling guys in on a timeout. So I'm not expecting Fizdale to do what, Randle and all those other guys are doing. And I love, too, that, hearing that Mitch Robinson is doing, better with planting his feet. He's not jumping on every single pump fake, that he's not, making any initial contacts on the first move, going to the basket. He's being smarter, and I think that was something that was also something I was looking forward to, because knowing that he's going to get more minutes, we need to be able to play you more minutes.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
All right. Well, appreciate the call, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, man. Listen, I appreciate everything y'all do, man. You and Jay Ellis, man, y'all are my favorites. And, y'all keep it rocking, man. Salute to everybody in the chat once again, and have a good night.
Salute, Delano. Appreciate it, man. I mean, listen, Delano is he's optimistic. He's optimistic, man. We still got to see how it comes out on the court. Still got to see how it comes out on the court. It's good to see all these guys coming together in the preseason and playing together and all of that. We'll see how it goes on the court. See how it goes on the court. It's a lot, like I said, it's a lot of moving parts. You have a lot of young pieces. If your starting lineup ends up being DSJ, RJ, Kev, and Randle and Mitch, that's going to be the youngest starting 5 in the league, believe it or not. So they have a long way to go. But like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It's just one step that we're trying to take, and we'll see where it goes from there, man. We'll see where it goes from there. Let's salute some people in chat. CP the Artist, Stafford Don, what's going on? Giassi Holmes says, peace to the chat. Father Peace says, favorite Knicks channel, what's going on, Father Peace? Goonies, how you feeling, Goonies? Terrence Harris, appreciate it. I see a lot of new people in the chat, man, so that's always a good thing. Robert Paris, how you feeling? Yeah, man, salute to everybody watching. Let's get to this KP thing, man. Because if you guys remember when RJ Barrett went on his Reddit AMA, Ask Me Anything, they asked him who would he want to dunk on as a welcome to the league. And he says, all right, I guess Porzingis. So, of course, Porzingis was going to be asked about it. And here's what KP had to say about the whole thing.
You mean about the dunk? That he said he wants to dunk on me? that's fine. I'm a shot blocker. I don't know what some people are saying. I'm one of the best shot blockers in the league, and I'm always up for the challenge. I think that's a pretty good goal for him to try to dunk on me. So that'll be cool. I respect that.
Shooting games with Luka. Who's winning them?
He said
Today.
Said he's looking forward to it, man. KP said he's looking forward to it. Challenge accepted. If he lives, he lives. If he dies, he dies. That's what he said. KP versus RJ. November 11th. Can't come soon enough. November 14th right behind it. A little fun and games. But let's see. The unicorn is going to be coming to MSG with a chip on his shoulder. He's circling these two games against the Knicks. And it's a revenge game. A revenge game for KP, revenge game for the Knicks. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Still tough seeing KP in another uniform, man. Regardless of what happened, and the bad blood. Still tough seeing KP in another uniform, man. I can't co-sign with that, man. Definitely was hitting the weights, man. I don't know if it was that bar fight in Latvia or what happened, but he definitely is getting stronger out there. They said he's scheduled to miss 15 to 20 games as load management. 15 to 20 games for Kristaps Porzingis. So we will see him starting November. 2 games November, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, if you guys want to talk, put your number in the form. KnicksFanTV Dave is going to be passing around the form if you guys want to talk about the Knicks. And if not, we'll wrap up early. But a couple other tidbits on the docket in terms of news. Mitch was out working on his threes once again. He's working with NBA trainer David Zenon and Marcel Scott. So salute to Mitch. He's out there working, man. So let's check out his form. All right. Yeah, man. That's Mitch. I mean, what you see from Mitch, he's really making a concerted effort to get those shots up. So looks like we could start seeing a little preview or two in the preseason. And let's see if Mitch can, like I said, if Mitch can augment his game. I know a lot of you guys said, well, you'd rather see him, with a more high percentage shot, maybe a turnaround jumper, turnaround hook. I think that's cool too. But if he could stretch the floor a little bit, I think that would also be good. So let's see how Mitch expands his game. G. Andrezzi says Mitch always had a jumper. Y'all just saying no. We did know. We seen the highlights in college and in high school and all of that. We just haven't seen it in the NBA yet. I don't think he's taken a 3-pointer. Maybe he took one all of last year. So, we know he's capable. It's just can he do it in the games? Spike Lee did a little shopping last week. Spike went out. And they were auctioning off Red Holzman, like 35 pieces. Red Holzman, the late, great Knicks championship coach. His family was auctioning 35 pieces of his NBA memorabilia. One of them was his Coach of the Year award of 1970, 1971. And Spike bought it for $31,000. $31,000. Spike bought Red Holzman's Coach of the Year trophy. Spike also brought the championship net from Game 7 of the 1970 NBA Finals, the Willis Reed game. Willis came out of the tunnel. Spike bought the Knicks net for $69,000. $69,000. So Spike spent $100,000 on 2 pieces of Knicks memorabilia. Hey. What it means to be rich, man. What it means to be rich. So salute to Spike. Rel, stay flexing. You can call in, man. I think Rel said he wanted to talk. Put your number in the chat and definitely call in. Shout out to Sim. Nothing but Knicks in here. What up to Sim? TM, what's going on? Mr. X, Shells Heavy. How you feeling? J-Mo says Spike is bad luck. A lot of people feel that way. Nick Fury, what's going on? Moonboy, what's going on? Demos Somalis, once again, what's going on? So, yeah, that's about it, man. I think that the phones are fairly quiet tonight, but we'll keep it short. Keep it short to a 30-minute show. Something you guys can digest. So, once again, Saturday, we got open practice. Starts at 1 o'clock. Keep it locked to the channel. We'll have some content for you guys. We'll probably be going live from Columbia University. Keep it locked for the open practice. Monday, you have the Knicks versus Wizards preseason game. And then opening night. The opening night, KnicksFanTV, Knicks OmniFan, the Knick of Time show are hosting a VIP suite in the Chase Lounge. We got about 4 tickets left. The package includes a ticket to the game, free food and drinks, meet and greet with the Knicks alumni, free giveaways, autographed memorabilia, basketballs, shirts, jerseys, hats, all the whole nine. Sponsored by the Knicks OmniFan. And the free throws are back. If you want to shoot free throws on the garden floor, the free throws are back. So it's a monster deal. Obviously, you'll be a featured guest on the KnicksFanTV pregame, halftime, postgame show. And so, yeah, man, it's a monster deal, man. Come join us. Definitely come join us. Somebody in the chat had asked how you call in. Put your number in the form. KnicksFanTV Dave should be handing out the form right now. And if you want to call in, I'll call you. The phone lines are down right now, unfortunately. So this is the way we're going to have to do it until we can get this fixed with the provider. So it's a little minor setback, but it's all good, man. Salute to you guys for watching once again. Marcus Morris, man. Old school Knicks, baby.
Old school Knicks, protect the garden. And my biggest thing is no one's coming in there and disrespecting us. If anything, we're going to come in there, you're going to get a hard-fought game. Better team going to win. We're not tolerating no disrespect. Nobody coming in there and thinking it's going to be easy. But I think we got the guys. Matter of fact, I know we got the guys that's going to stand up and that's going to fight every night. Every time I want to court is bully ball. I'm going to use that to my advantage. Guys like Bobby Portis, Drew Randall, the Bulldog, Taj Gibson, Lonzo, Rook, we got a lot of guys, man, to keep throwing at people. I think it's going to be a very, very fun year, and it's going to be a very surprising year.
There you go. It's Marcus Morris, man. I like him. I like this guy for us, man. Giuseppe says, what's your prediction for wins this year? I said 30. I'm going with 30. Keeping it conservative and hoping that they defy the expectations. Yeah, that's all. Hoping they defy the expectations. Hubert Nicholas put his number in here. Is that your number, Hubert? I hope that's not somebody else's number. I'll call you, man, but you gotta make sure you put the right number in there. Put it in the form. I mean, you guys are giving your number out to all these people. I hope that's the proper number. Let's try something out here, man. I hope you don't send me to like some craziness. Let's see. Let's test out this theory here. These guys actually put their numbers in the chat. I don't know, man. All right, let's see. All right, Hubert, we're gonna call you first, man. Let's call Hubert up. Let's see. Oh, Hubert put 9 digits in there, man. You got to put 10 digits in there, man. Hubert, you got to put 10 digits in there. You got to put your number in the form. All right, here we go. Wonderboy 77. We're going to go to Wonderboy. Hubert, you got to put your full number in there, man. He gave you 9 digits. All right, Wonderboy, we're going to you. And then Eddie Simmons is on deck. All right, here we go. Calling Wonderboy. Yo, what's going on, man?
How you doing, man?
Good, man. What do you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I'm actually from Dallas, but
okay.
I'm watching the show ever since y'all traded Porzingis.
Okay.
So I'm a big fan of the show.
Nice. So wait, are you a Knicks fan or are you a Mavericks fan?
Good, man.
And turn down your
I'm
radio.
a fan of the show, but
Turn
Yeah,
down your
it's
volume.
Knicks radio. Okay. I was just saying I'm from
You
Dallas, but I watch
gotta put your computer on mute, man. You gotta put your sound on mute.
I got you. Yeah, I'm a Dallas Mavericks guy, but I'm
Okay.
from, yeah, I just been watching the show since Porzingis came over.
Oh, you trying to get some intel on Porzingis?
Intel?
Yeah.
Well, I'm more or less just saying that I didn't even know that the guys was on the schedule, that we were going to be playing you guys.
Yeah, I mean, they play all 82 teams, so that's definitely on the schedule, man. But yeah, listen, good luck with Porzingis. We'll miss him here in New York, but that's your problem now, man. So appreciate the call, man. Appreciate the support. All right. All right, we're gonna go to Eddie Simmons next. Eddie, you're up, man. Stay by the phones. This guy Hubert gave me 9 digits. Like I gotta figure out the 10th one. I don't got time for that, man. Come on, man. All right, Eddie, we're calling you next, man.
Hello?
Yo, Eddie.
Yo.
What up, man? You gotta take me on speakerphone, bro.
Yeah, hold up real quick.
All right.
Hello?
Yeah. What's going on, man?
Yeah, what's good, man? How you doing?
Good, man. What do you want to talk about?
Man, everything, man. Like, damn, I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay.
First and foremost.
BK, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But where do I start? I mean, my favorite Knick is Anthony Mason.
Rest in peace to Mace.
All day, man. That's my man.
Mm-hmm.
I never met him, but I wish I did.
That's dope, man. I'm actually I'm talking to Anthony Mason Jr. He's definitely down to come on the show. So we're gonna reminisce about his pops and some other endeavors that he's got going on. So Anthony Mason Jr.
Super fire.
Is gonna be he's gonna be joining us sometime down the road.
Super fire. So I guess a couple things. I guess my perspective on where we at this season, I do believe that we're gonna be like a gutted out type of team.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be pretty tough. That I just see us at times getting outworked. Like our talent won't match up. Our hard work won't match up to the talent that we'll face on certain teams. Like when we play maybe like the Portlands and Brooklyn at full strength, the Lakers, Clippers, like stuff like obviously it's somewhat of a pipe dream to kind of like beat those teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I just feel like as hard as we'll work, I think that is going to come a point in time where execution with talent is going to be necessary. The talent to clutch buckets and
true.
Down to the wire type of plays and all of these different kind of things. I feel like that we'll become susceptible to those type of games where we probably won't have the best finishes.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, listen, from a talent standpoint, Julius is going to be one of our guys. That's for sure.
100%.
But he's not going to be able to do it all by himself, nor do you want him to shoulder all the load by himself, because you want him to be facilitating as well, to be getting other guys involved for the best of the team. You want him to try to elevate that team. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to step up as that secondary as well as that tertiary option. This is why, when they actually asked Fizdale today during the press conference, I think it was Ian Begley, once again, how he's going to balance development and winning. And Fizz's comment was, we're going to be developing all year, but at the same time, some of these guys that we picked up are going to be needed to help us win. So that makes me think of a guy like a Wayne Ellington. Is how much minutes is he going to get on a night? Obviously, Taj is going to get some backup 5 minutes. Is Bobby Portis going to get some minutes? We'll see how all that works out. So It's going to be very interesting to see who's going to step up as a secondary option. One thing's for sure, even though they only won 17 games, they did play a lot of close games, and they did lose quite a few close games. So you definitely did. You want to hope for some of these second-year guys as well, the ISOs, the Kevin Knoxes of the world, if that kind of helped them learn from these games, and maybe that helps them be more clutch and close out situations. We'll see.
For a fact, I'm also very high on RJ, man. I like the fact that he's playing a quiet role and he's not talking too much.
Mm-hmm.
He's letting his game do the talking. Well, he's waiting out for his game to do the talking. I just really think that he's gonna be like that type of triple-double type of guy that we never really had. I feel like we've had the elite scorer, we've had the slasher, we've had all of these different type of offensive type players or archetypes, if you will. But I don't think we ever had like a complete type player where someone is like he's a triple threat every night, triple double and different. And I even see him, maybe getting up there like as far as blocks is concerned with as far as a guard or like a D Wade esque.
That would be nice.
So I see like a lot of complete for me as far as his play type. I see like a lot of complete games from him. Even if it's low scoring at the beginning, like 12, 10, and 10.
Right.
Like I said, games like that until he kind of like develops into a bigger or a better type offensive player where his offense is more polished.
Mm-hmm.
But then afterwards, but I kind of see those kind of like stat stuff type games where, he stuffed the stat sheet a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, a fantasy type player.
I agree, man. I made a video for Terry and Trey that they're gonna be coming out with, and they gave me RJ as the topic. I'm going with, for season average, I'm going with 13, 6, and say 4 or 5 dimes.
13,
say 4 or
6
5
5,
dimes.
yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say for RJ. That's
like J-Kid type numbers.
Yeah.
J-Kid type numbers. I see that.
That's where I'm going with RJ. It's gonna be how I think he's gonna struggle at times, no doubt about it. I don't expect him to just come out the gate guns blazing. I think he's gonna have some high and low games. But the one thing that I was encouraged about from the Summer League standpoint is that although his shot wasn't falling as well, he maintained that aggressiveness. He was on the boards.
Right.
He was on the boards heavy. Definitely on the boards heavy. And once he grabbed that rebound, he could push it. Once Kev grabs that rebound, he could push it. So that's one of the things I did like about RJ was that even though shot wasn't falling, he maintained his aggressiveness. Now, it's going to be another thing when he gets to the line. Can he finish his free throws? That was one of the things in college.
Right.
He struggled. So, those
These
are
dookies
two
and these
things.
free throws, man.
Yeah.
Dookies and the free throws.
He's got to knock down those buckets from the charity stripe.
Man.
You got to
That's
knock
a
those
fact.
down. Mm-hmm.
I also I see him also like RJ he like I just think he can't come out as much as he may work on his jump shot. He can't come out expecting it to fall. I think he needs to play inside out first or look to facilitate first, and then as the game predicts itself for him, it'll give space for an open jump shot.
Yeah.
I don't think he should just try to start shooting them or off the dribble. I think he should look. His first option should be like the because we all know Dennis Smith isn't necessarily like a shot like a general per se as far as at the point guard spot. But I think RJ could supplement that for him because he moves the ball. I think at this level better than Dennis Smith. So I think if he comes in trying to facilitate and trying to move the ball around, eventually, like the offensive opportunities will open up for him effortlessly.
Agreed.
And then because he could finish at the basket, he's strong for his age and for for at this level, at this stage of his career, he's super strong. He got good size, 6'8".
Yep.
So you can't he doesn't really have too many losing battles at the basket if he needs to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think that if he comes in really just trying to set everybody up, I think the rest of the offensive game will kind of open up for him.
Okay. I appreciate the call, Eddie. Good points, man.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Take care, bro.
Picking up.
Yes, sir. Good to
No
hear
doubt.
from you, man. That was Eddie Simmons. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. CP from KnicksFanTV checking in. Just a quick news tidbit that I wanted to get into. I'm going to be taking some calls as well. The phone lines are down, so the phone number that you see on the bottom left, don't call it. It's not going to go through. Having some trouble with the switchboard provider. They're going to give me some money back because I'm not getting my money's worth. But leave your number in the form that KnicksFanTV Dave is passing around in the chat, and I'll call you. Don't call me, I'll call you, and we'll talk Knicks. You just heard from Eddie Simmons. He's high on RJ Barrett. Speaking of RJ, if you guys missed it, Kristaps Porzingis said he's ready for the challenge, man. Here's what Kristaps said. When RJ said he was going to dunk on Kristaps, here's what he said in return.
You mean about the dunk? That he said he wants to dunk on me? That's fine. I'm a shot blocker. I don't know what some people are saying. I'm one of the best shot blockers in the league, and I'm always up for the challenge. I think that's a pretty good goal for him to try to dunk on me. So that'll be cool. I respect that.
He says he respects it. I still can't. I can't stand it, man. Can't stand seeing Porzingis in another jersey, man. But what are you gonna do, man? It didn't work out. He wanted out. You want to blame Phil? Blame Phil. Alan Hahn came on the show when we interviewed him. He said there were some other things that the Knicks helped Kristaps with that didn't leak, and he wouldn't share it with us. But he said he knew of 2 more incidents that happened with Porzingis that, from what he was alluding to, were bad situations that the Knicks bailed him out from and brushed it under the rug. So, can't say they didn't go to bat for him, I guess is the bottom line. But it is what it is, man. Sometimes things just don't work out. All right, we're going to go to Rudy. We're going to go to Rudy next on the Don't Call Me, I'll Call You show. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for your boys if you're a diehard Knicks fan. Where are you guys checking in from, man? Put your city in the chat so we can salute you guys. Yesterday we had some guys checking in from Australia. We had guys checking in from Florida, from Queens, all over, man. All over.
Hello?
Yo, Meta.
What's up, man?
What up, man? How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, it's my first time calling. I've been watching guys for a while.
Okay. So what do you want to talk about, man?
The point I wanted to make, which I feel like a lot of Knicks fans are missing out on, is yes, this lineup is filled with talent from top to bottom, but when it comes to figuring out minutes, there's always going to be issues. So somebody's going to get the short end of the stick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right.
So I hope it's not one of the. I hope it's one of the kids of the Knicks draft. Like, I hope it's not Zoe. I hope it's not Frank. Hope it's not Knox.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, you're right, man, and no doubt about it. That was your point. You good?
Yeah, that's what I want to ask you.
Okay, appreciate it, man. I mean, like I said, it's a problem. It's gonna be a problem for Fizdale. No way around it. There was only 5 guys that returned from last year's team. You had Dennis Smith, you had Frank, you had ISO, you had Kevin, and you had Mitch. That's it. That's it. And those are all young guys. So this is a brand new start. Once again, a turnover heavy roster that the Knicks are fielding here. And now you're bringing in guys on veterans on short-term contracts who are going to be looking to play for a longer-term contract next year. So they're going to be auditioning.
I was thinking the same thing with Vonleh and Hazonia, but they got so many minutes last year, so many chances, and they signed minimum deals with random teams.
Yeah,
the Knicks got nothing out of those.
They really got nothing out of it. Moutier too. I mean, the market.
Exactly. Yeah, and he took Dennis's. I mean, not Dennis's. Frank's minutes.
Yeah.
There's no reason to have Moutier.
Yeah, but I agree with you 100%, bro, and appreciate the call, man. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, no way around it. Fizdale has his work cut out for him, and we talked about that. If you guys didn't catch that show, I did a round table with Jay Ellis and Terry from the Terry and Trey show, and we talked about the issue with Fizdale and trying to balance winning and development, trying to balance the minutes for the young guys and finding minutes for guys, for the vets that can really help this team. Like we said on the show, a Wayne Ellington could very well be one of the best shooters on the team. I mean, even though his three-point percentage was within the same range as Iso and Dotson, his three-point attempts was almost double theirs. So he's a guy that's going to let it fly. And we need to be more proficient at the three-point stripe for sure. We need to be more proficient at the three-point stripe. Those are one of our Achilles heels. It's always been since the Knicks tape days. You know what I mean? It's been like that since the Knicks tape days. So, that's definitely, Fizdale definitely has his work cut out for him. So let's see what happens. Let's see where everybody's checking in from. We got St. Louis, some dude in the buildings checking in from St. Louis. What's going on? Q Burrow, Nick Fury, what's going on? Englewood, Florida. Giuseppe checking in. Checking in from Florida. Salute to him. Elwood Johnson says, from Brooklyn, living in Massachusetts. He's in Celtics country, man. Pray for him. That's tough. Those Boston people are unruly, man. Mr. 400 TV checking in from Tupelo, Mississippi. I never even heard of that. So salute to Tupelo, Mississippi. Alex Robinson, Clinton Hill, BK in the building. South Carolina, Ace Candy, what's going on? Hyattsville, Shea Burgess. Salute to you guys, man. Eric Kang checking in from Seattle. I see the Seahawks are playing right now. What's the score of that game? Seahawks and Rams are playing Thursday night football. I got a couple guys in fantasy football going, so I got to pay attention to that. We got Wilson A. Ponte checking in from Kuwait. Wilson, are you live in Kuwait? Are you stationed in Kuwait? Are you in Kuwait right now? Kamario, what's going on? Kamario's always in here checking in from the islands. I feel like Kamario just wants to brag. He's from the islands, man. It's nice and warm down there. And it's starting to cool off up here in New York. We had a strange 90-degree day yesterday or the day before that. And now it's starting to come back to earth a little bit in terms of the weather. So all good. That's what it's all about. All right, we're gonna go to Julian next. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up for you boys. Somebody had sent a super chat earlier. Salute to T-Bone. He says, "What's good, CP? We met at Pier 17." Oh yeah, Pier 17 was a sneaker event. Salute to T-Bone. Salute to you, man. Julian, what's happening, bro?
Hey, what's happening, CP?
Chilling, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm good. I'm loving everything out of camp right now. I'm loving the Marcus Morris bully ball talk, you know. I'm feeling positive about kind of the way our roster is structured right now.
Okay.
Other than the Alfred signing. And don't get me wrong, Alfred Payton's not a bad basketball player.
Yeah.
But
they asked Fizz about Payton in camp. They said, "What's one word to describe him?" He said, "Intense." That's what he said.
Yeah,
he says Payton is bringing it in camp. So that point guard rotation is not gonna be so cut and dry. You know, Payton is gonna want his minutes, man.
Oh yeah, and that's why I think we shouldn't have signed a guy of Payton's age, where he still hasn't gotten his big second contract. So, I'd have rather us signed someone similar to kind of where JJ Barea is right now, in terms of he's over 30. He's just a journeyman, and he's been around the league enough where he's already got his bag, and he can kind of pass the stuff on to Frank and Dennis.
Yeah. That's what I was saying, man. That's what I was saying. I said I either wanted a caretaker or somebody that was going to be a cut above everybody else. It's either you're going to get Kyrie, questionable Kemba if you want to call him that, or you're going to go a cut below somebody that's going to know that they're going to be just a veteran backup to help the young guys develop.
Yeah, I'm with you. And, you know, Alfred's a hell of a player. He's really good at pushing the pace. But, you know, Frank and Dennis need their playing time. We drafted them. We need them to develop because they're going to be under team control.
We need to at least know what we have first. You know what I mean? Let us know what we have. Don't confuse the point guard rotation again with another guy that, I mean, nothing, again, it's nothing against Peyton. We know what he can bring, and he's a very solid floor general. But it just creates more confusion in terms of who is going to separate themselves from the pack. We don't know.
Yep. I'm 100% with you. And one more thing I wanted to get to is, you know, it's really going to suck when we trade Marcus Morris. It's going to be terrible because what's going to end up happening is you're going to kick butt for us for like 3 months. You're going to average like 15, 7 boards, whatever. Be one of the those role players that you really get attached to. Then going to trade him for a first rounder in like 3 months. It's going to just stink. It's
going to be tough, man.
Yeah. Like, you can tell he just wants to play for the New York on the front of the jersey.
Yeah.
And you love guys like that. So
I
looking forward
love it,
to the
man.
season.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the call,
Four
my
more
dude.
days.
Yeah, man. I hope you better be first on the line for preseason, man. We better hear from you first, man.
Of course.
Better-
I'll pay attention to the show.
Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Appreciate the call, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus Morris is my type of Nick, man. You guys know that, man. That's my type of Nick, the lunch pail type of dudes. And we'll see, we'll see whether he's going to be here all year, half a season, or what. He's going to be obviously a guy that's in demand at the trade deadline. Like I said, I look for a competing team who is going to be looking for maybe a starter, maybe some depth, for a stretch run. And maybe we get back into the first round or something for a guy like a Marcus Morris. So hopefully he's here. Hopefully if he's here for the long term, that means we're in some sort of contention for a bottom playoff seed. That would be the best case scenario. I did a best case scenario, best and worst case scenario episode with Alex and Gavin from Locked On Knicks. That should be, if you click on the top right-hand icon, or if you just go through my channel videos, you'll see it. It's in audio format, podcast, not video. So we did do an episode on that, and we did the best and worst case scenario of each of the free agents that we picked up. And for Marcus Morris, that was it. It was, best case was, is he going to be a guy that helps lead us to a playoff spot? And he's here for the whole year. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. They definitely pressed him, too, again today during the press conference in regards to what happened with the Spurs. Somebody had called and asked about that again yesterday. It's still quiet. Nobody's really leaked too much about what happened. And basically, he was just saying, it wasn't, the situation just wasn't clear for him, and so on and so forth. And so he just moved on. And, yeah, listen, I'm glad he's here and not with the Spurs. I was surprised that he did that, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Kindly Peace, salute to Kindly Peace. Is Trier really about to surprise? That's my guy, man. That's my guy. It's ISO Zoe. You guys know that. ISO Zoe's my guy. And I think he's going to take another step next season. Who was I talking to from Kuwait? Let me come up here. Shout out to Shells Heavy once again. KnicksFanTV, Dave, TM, all the mods above the rim. What's going on? Keith Sinclair, what's going on? Who was I talking to from Kuwait? He said he's in the Army, man. So appreciate your service, though, man. That's what I want to say. Thanks for your service. Hold it down out there. We definitely appreciate it and hope we could, bring some entertainment by talking Knicks. Jay Burgess says the Chris Childs show and Alan Hahn show is dope. Who's next? Working on some things. That's all I can really say, man, is we're working on some things. We appreciate you guys supporting us. These things don't happen unless you guys support. That's just how it goes. Everything goes hand in hand. When you guys support us, the channel gets boosted up. That's why I say, hit that subscribe button. Share these videos. Most importantly, share these videos. Share it right now. There's a share button right below you. It's a little arrow that goes like this. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter. Call your mom and say, Mom, you a Knicks fan. Check these guys out, man. This is a great show. When that happens and these shows get promoted, it brings more people and more people and more people. And then that's how we're able to get, big guests who want to come on and share with the fans. So, it's a hand-in-hand thing. We appreciate you guys for supporting us, and in turn, we try to give you the best content we can give you, technical difficulties aside. But Chris Childs, we're gonna get Chris Childs back on the show. He was because the last show we went about an hour, and he hit me up. He was like, "Yo, what happened to the calls? We were supposed to take calls that day, but just the way everything was happening and how long we went." I just ended the show early just out of respect for his time. But he wants to come back on and talk Knicks with the fans. So we're going to have him on for another show with strictly phone calls and, reminiscing again like we did in the last show. But Chris Childs, he was very, very candid with us. And he was a great interview, man. He was a great interview. So we definitely appreciate him for doing that. Definitely appreciate him for doing that. All right, let's get back to the phones. We're gonna go to Black and Mo Styles. You're up next, man. I'm going to go to Blackamo on the Don't Call Me, I'll Call You show. All right, here we go. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Looking forward to the open practice on Saturday, man. If anybody's going to be there, let's make sure that we connect. Freddie, appreciate it, man.
Hello?
Yo, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's good?
How you feeling, man?
I'm chilling.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
Yo. So I want to talk about the fact that I think people failing to understand that, last year we had a bunch of rookies. We were in a tanking mode. And we had players who didn't understand the system. I mean, I think this year the Knicks know we want wins. And they put everybody in position to get wins. So if Alfred Payton is playing like he's supposed to play, or he's going to play with that Rondo-type style, that vision on the court, that IQ, we all about the wins, man, this year. So there's a lot of little jumbling with the roster and all that, but I think everybody is going to be put in the position to win. So if the young players is not playing like they're supposed to play, they're not going to play.
Yeah.
Because it's about developing them, but at the end of the day, they know us Knicks fans, we starving out here for wins.
Absolutely.
The media, they play us left and right with all the hoopla about how the Knicks is trash. They hear this stuff, man.
Yeah.
So we trying to win. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you 100%, man.
Yes, that's all I wanted to talk about, man.
Okay.
That, we got a new team. It's deep, but at the end of the day, it's about the win. So if Kevin Knox not playing well, I know people are going to be upset, but he ain't going to be playing.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
That's what the coach says, man. Appreciate the call, man.
Not a problem. Have a good one, family.
You too, man. That's my guy, Blackamo. Blackamo sounded like somebody in the chat says it sounded like he was sleeping in the beginning. Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on. Like, he sounded like he just woke up. But he gave us a number to call him, so it's like, hello? Somebody said the 5-hour energy kicked in. Yeah, he sprung right up, man. But salute to him. But he's right. Listen, we want wins. Obviously, we won 17 games last year. It was a long, drawn-out season. Terrible. Didn't go well for us. So, obviously, we want to see this team turn it around. And one thing for sure, is that we definitely brought some scrappers in here. I think we're going to be a tough out regardless. I'm still sticking to 30 wins. I'm sticking to 30. I'm hoping we could double it. But I think one thing's for sure, we brought in a lot more high IQ players, a lot more tough players, a lot more physical players. You bring in a guy like a Marcus Morris or Taj Gibson who've come from winning programs. They understand the critical plays that it's going to take to win. They've gone through the grit and grind of the 82-game season. And so, I think that bodes well for us. So, like I said, let's see. The chemistry is going to be what's going to be most important. The chemistry is going to be most important. The Bull Devo says 30 wins is pushing it. I still think they're going to get. I still think they can get to 30. A full slate of DSJ, healthy DSJ. Julius Randle, who's going to be a go-to scorer. Who was our go-to scorer last year? Put it in the chat. Who was our go-to scorer last year? Moutier? I mean, you had Moutier closing games in crunch time. We had no idea where we were going. And that was a lot of the things Fizdale was pointing to in practice today and yesterday was that, from an offensive schemes and defensive schemes, you had a lot of confusion out there. He didn't want to give these guys too much. At least that's what he says. He didn't want to give these guys too much. You had a lot of Hazonias and God, I think we can get to 30. I think we can get to 30 with these guys. The second year of Mitch Knox, ISO, healthy DSJ. We have some defenders. We've improved our 3-point shooting a little bit with Ellington addition. So let's see. Let's see what happens, man. I think we can get to 30. I think we can get to 30, man. You know? All-star year for Julius. I'm calling it right now. Let's do it. All right, let's go. Last call of the night before we get out of here. Salute to everybody in the chat. We got 385 people watching on YouTube alone. So salute to you guys. Thanks for the support. Salute to you guys watching on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch as well. CP the Artist says, Jalen Rose says playoffs. Jalen Rose has been very complimentary of us this summer. I appreciate that. I was a little bit anti-Jalen Rose for a little while. Number one, he was a Pacer. Number two, when he was a Pacer, I don't know if you guys remember that game when he tried to square up with Patrick Ewing. Definitely did not appreciate that. I was not a fan of Jalen Rose for a little while. I always looked at him with like a little scowl. But you know what? I actually respect him as an analyst. I think he of those talking heads on ESPN, he's actually one of the few guys that I really respect on that network. He's no Max Kellerman, that's for sure. You know, he's no Max Kellerman, that's for sure. Jalen Rose actually brings some solid points. And just as an overall hustler, as an overall person that understands the media game, I like where he's headed. I was watching the Vlad TV interview with him, and it was pretty good. So I've been becoming a Jalen Rose fan. All right, I don't know what number that was. Let me see. Somebody gave me a wrong number. B Smith, BKBK, yeah. That number wasn't right. So I think somebody was trying to be funny. All good. I was expecting something like that. All good. Yeah, Keith, that one didn't sound too kosher. So I had to abort that mission real quick, man. That was a little sus, man. But all good. Appreciate the jokes, man. You know, you get a good laugh, especially when you're talking about the Knicks. So on that note, I think I'm gonna get out of here. We have some good calls, though. We definitely had some good calls. Culture Supply, appreciate it. What's going on? I had to get out of there, Keith. It was getting a little hairy. I didn't want to hear the rest of that call, so I had to go, man. But salute to you guys for watching, man. We had a lot of guys come in and check in. Join the conversation. Let's keep talking on Twitter and Discord. Share this video on Twitter right now. It would be a huge support for us with the hashtag PostGameNYK. When we get it, we'll put you in our private Twitter DM groups that goes on all night, man, so you can chat with the rest of the guys. We got about 100 people in the Twitter DM groups. The show is also available in podcast format. If you're going to work tomorrow, you missed the show on video, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher, Alexa, search for KnicksFanTV, and you'll have tonight's episode. Merch, all the merch. You see the merch down below. Just scroll through. We got some new designs. Coming. We sent Mitch his fresh batch of Mitch Please t-shirts. So you guys know what it is, man. Home opener tickets are still on sale. We got a couple left. Like I said, man, join me on the court. We're shooting free throws after the game. Come through, man. It's going to be a hell of a night. And hopefully we can get a W. Knicks versus Celtics. And, yeah, man, let me salute some people on the way out. Rome, my boy Rome, appreciate it. Shay Burgess says, have someone screen the calls before. Yeah, you know, we probably should do it. It was just a little workaround because our switchboard wasn't working, but normally we do screen the calls from the switchboard. We went 100% last night, and we went 90% tonight, so we'll be all right, man. But stay blessed, everybody. Rick Harrison, appreciate the support. You've been holding me down for a little while now, man. TM Dave, Above the Rim, appreciate it. Caleb, High Singer, take care, man. John Talento, always in here first. We'll see you guys, man. Next show, tomorrow night, I'm going to run a replay of last year's open practice so you guys can kind of see what we were doing in there. It was a great show. And then Saturday, we'll be at the open practice live from Columbia University, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. It's closed to the public, but if you're a season ticket holder, you should be able to get tickets. So if you guys are there, man, if you're watching tonight and you're there, make sure you pull up, say hello, get on the show, and we'll chop it up, man. Thanks for you guys for joining once again. Have a good night, people. Peace.